Hello friends, I'm Tim Wildsmith, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing a brand new Bible from Thomas Nelson. It's the NKJV Single Column Reference Bible Verse by Verse edition. Okay, an exciting new NKJV Bible is here. It is the Single Column Reference Bible, a Bible that I love. I actually have it back here on my shelf. Check this out. This is the Single Column Reference Bible, part of the Premier Collection by Thomas Nelson. They also make it in a non-premium edition. One of my all-time favorite Bibles, a really incredible single column, outside margin references. It's a paragraph format, so it's not a verse-by-verse Bible. Absolutely fantastic. So they've updated this. They've done a single column, same thing, reference Bible, same thing, but they've made it verse by verse, and I believe they've put the cross references on the inside margin instead of the outside margin. I'm going to set that one aside. We'll do a little comparison in a minute, but I'm super excited. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, so a little inside baseball here for Bible reviews. I started seeing my fellow Bible reviewers out there, some other folks, start to review this Bible and talk about it on their channels and their Instagram accounts and things. And I was like, oh, I can't wait for it to show up. I know I ordered that one and asked for that, and it kept going and days. So I don't really like to bug the Bible publishers, but I decided to send an email and say, hey, did you guys forget about me? And I think they might have forgotten about me. It's okay. It's okay. I think they might have forgotten about me, but this showed up. It's here. Are you ready? I got my B cam. I'm ready to roll. It's like, I love this little tab that they have in here. Just get to kind of rip it open. I'm going to destroy this box. Yeah. Ooh. Now, I've noticed that some of my friends in the Bible world, they usually just get the most expensive option that comes along, but I like to order some of the other options that are not like the premium genuine leather or the goat skin, thing like that. Sometimes I like to order some different ones, and I saw that they had a green leather soft option, so I'm real excited about this. First of all, you can just see there the green on the spine. It's a nice like medium green color. Here is the cover itself, NKJV Single Column Reference Bible Verse by Verse edition. NKJV comfort print. I think it's a 9-point typeface. Yeah, 9-point NKJV, 72,000 cross references, words of Christ in red, line matching, single column layout, verse by verse. I'm really excited about this. A little slipcase. Oh, that's cool. That's okay. First things first, and this is why I do unboxing videos, because I like to get like a first impression. A, this is not as big as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to bring this one back. Look at how much smaller that is, like thinner it is. That is shocking to me. Now it has a smaller typeface. This is a 10.5 point on the single column reference, and this is a 9 point on the single column reference verse by verse. But I guess I just thought it was going to be a bigger, bulkier Bible. I really like the overall size of this. And then I'm not sure if this is going to show up in the camera, but it's got like almost like a thatched pattern in the green leather soft. It's got a texture to it, and I absolutely love that. It feels good. It looks good. It's got a perimeter stitch. It's got these gold accents on the spines with the dark part in there that's kind of debossed. This is, ooh, it's got goffered page edges. Do you see the design on the page edges? That's subtle, but that's very cool in there. This is really, really nice. Love the size. Definitely a mid-size Bible with a great feel to it. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, it does. It has a verse-by-verse format, inside column cross references. This feels a lot different than the single column reference, just because on the page you have the references out there in the margins on the other one, and they're in the inner gutter on this one, which really kind of moves the text out there. This is really great. It's not the same premium 36 GSM paper as that other one that I have, so that's probably another reason why it's not quite as thick of a Bible, but you got some nice ribbons in here. This is really cool. This is great. This is a cool option for them. I don't think they've ever done anything like this where it's specifically verse by verse, single column. I literally had someone the other day email me and say, I'm looking for a single column verse by verse ESV, and they wanted a really big typeface. And I was like, I don't think that totally exists, everything you're looking for, but this is pretty close in the NKJV. I like this a lot. Okay, so let's do an overhead. I'm gonna actually go spend some, this is the magic of YouTube. I'm gonna go spend some time with this Bible, get a little bit more familiar with it, then I'm gonna record an overhead video and kind of run you through everything, give you all the specs, the measurements, everything like that. But this, first impressions, this turned out really great. Before we dive in, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is the Thomas Nelson NKJV Single Column Reference Bible Verse by Verse edition. So here's a quick look at the slipcase that it comes in. Just kind of slides in there, information on the back of the box. This is that green leather soft edition. There's a few different leather softs. There's a bonded leather, a genuine leather. I think there's a hardcover as well. Look at the little texture I was talking about. It almost looks like a woven pattern. It's got the perimeter stitch in it. It's got that little design on the page edges. I like that a lot. You can't actually see that. Like, it's not super loud in person. It's got a couple of ribbons, red and green. Definitely a Christmas, kind of Christmas looking Bible. On the spine, you have this lovely pattern. These are all like debossed in there. So they're the exact opposite of raised spine hubs. I don't know what you would call that, but they look really nice. This feels great. I love the mid size. So yeah, at the size at the text block is almost 5.5 inches. It's like 5 3/8 inches wide, 8.5 inches tall, and then right at 1.5 inches thick. So overall, the look and the feel of this is great. Let's open it up in here. It's got a Smythsonian binding. There's your presentation page. So you see it says here, single column, verse by verse, reference Bible. Table of contents. Here is your copyright page, if you want to freeze frame that and see all the information about this Bible. The NKJV comfort print typeface designed by 2K Denmark. Preface, single column, nice spacing in here. You got the preface to the NKJV, and then you get into the Old Testament itself. So here is what it looks like. Page 1, Genesis, single column, verse by verse, inside column, cross-references, and textual footnotes. If you look in here, you will see the textual footnotes. There's over 72,000 of them in this Bible. Sorry, over 72,000 cross-references in this Bible. They're mixed in this inner column with the textual footnotes. Some people like that, some people don't. I like that it's kind of all there when you need it. There's nothing across the bottom of the page. It's a really, really great design. You see that there's going to be bolded verse numbers, like the 10 there is more bold than the 11. That means that that's the signifier of a new paragraph. At the top, you get where you're at, the header, as well as the page number with that little, can you see that? I can't even get the camera to focus on it. There's a little bit of like a symbol there on the page. There are no red accents on the page. So this is just a black letter text throughout the main portion of Scripture. You will notice that it's a red letter edition when you get to the New Testament for the words of Jesus. So verse by verse, each verse kind of starts its own new paragraph. I like this. I noticed, I watched Tim Nichols' review of this, and he noted how the verses are kind of inset here. I like that design look. And then when you get to a more poetic section, you see it has, in the Psalms here, a more poetic line breaks. You can tell the difference between the prose sections and like, you know, the poetic, and then more of this, what would typically be in the paragraph format in one of those Bibles. You can see the differences really well. The paper is nice. It's not like super high quality like the 36 GSM paper that, here I'll do a little, bring this in, first comparison. This is the Premier Collection NKJV Single Column Reference Bible, not a verse-by-verse edition. You see this one, they do have the red accents on the page, and then they have the cross-references and everything out here in the margins. But this is kind of a creamier, thicker 36 GSM paper, whereas the standard one is a little bit more bright white, and it's not quite as opaque. But it still does the job. It looks really nice. Let me just, while I've got this here, show you the difference. So, Single Column Reference Bible on your left. It has verse by verse in the poetic sections, but then in other places, you're going to have more of a paragraph format over here versus, so if I'm just going to go find Daniel, Ezekiel, Daniel chapter 7 in both of these Bibles. So the visions of the beast here, kind of get to see them both. So one of them is going to be paragraph format. One of them is going to be, you see here, verse by verse on your left. There's a line break for each verse, whereas this is going to be paragraph format. This one has those red accents on the page. So it's a slightly different vibe, and then obviously where they place the cross-references. Now, what I would note is here, this page right here, the text is pushed away from the gutter because those cross-references are there. Whereas this one, the cross-references on the outside, that text kind of falls off into the center. That's a little bit too close to the gutter. As much as I like this Bible, this placing of the cross-references and the textual footnotes really helps for readability, I would say. And then here we have in the New Testament the red letter portions of the text. It's a pretty pink looking color, but it looks nice. It seems like it's all, like this side is actually a little bit darker than this side. This one's even a little bit more pink. I like that really robust red that they use sometimes. There you can see it on the page. So verse by verse, paragraph format all the way throughout. At the end of the Bible, looks like we get a concordance. You get a concordance, followed by a section of maps to go straight through from maps to concordance. Yep, concordance into the glossy Bible maps. So I gave you a comparison of this guy. So this is the single column, bigger typeface. This one on the bottom is the Premier Collection 10.5 point typeface. Not verse by verse, but paragraph format. I mentioned another one earlier. I'm going to bring that one in. So this is a bigger Bible, as you can see. Let me see if I can zoom out here a little bit. Bigger Bible. This is the NKJV Wide Margin Reference Bible that also has the inside column. I don't think it has it has textual footnotes at the bottom of the page, cross references on the inside of the page. I really like this Bible. I don't think that they're making it anymore. But this is a big, wide, lovely, if you can find this, the NKJV Wide Margin Reference Bible with the inside column cross-references. I gave a copy that I had rebound to my mom as a gift, so she uses that Bible a lot. And this is the genuine leather edition, but this is one of my favorite NKJVs as well. So this one's going to be much smaller, much more portable on the go. It even has a slightly larger typeface. This one has a wide margin, more space. It's only I think it's like an 8.5 point typeface, whereas this one's got a slightly larger typeface, but it's verse by verse. The biggest difference between these two is going to be one's verse by verse, one's paragraph, one has red accents on the page and big wide margins, that sort of thing. So 3 really great single column options in 3 different sizes in the NKJV. That's really cool right there. That looks good. Black, brown, and green. These turned out great, and this new one is actually smaller than I thought it was going to be. So it's kind of the smallest, most on the go, but still packs a lot into a small Bible. So there you have it. That's the NKJV Single Column Reference Bible, verse by verse edition. Now the question is this Bible right for you? Okay, so are you an NKJV person? That would be one box. Obviously, it's an NKJV Bible. Do you like both single column and verse by verse? That's what this Bible is. The headline is NKJV single column, verse by verse. Not a combination of things that you see a lot, right? So a lot of times verse by verse is really great for people who are preaching because they like to go back to the beginning of the verse and find themselves really easily in the text. People who are studying along with someone who preaches like that, it would be great. But I think it turned out really great overall. So if those things kind of tick boxes for you, NKJV, single column, verse by verse, this could be a really good option. I really like this green edition with the goffered page edges. They have several other leather soft options. They have a hardcover edition. I think they have a bonded leather edition and a genuine leather edition. So there's a lot of options for this Bible out there. I will put links in the video description to where you can purchase one of these. You can check out the green one. You can check out one of those other options that I mentioned. And I will definitely post pictures of this on Instagram and Facebook. So please come find me on social media, say hello, check out those photos. If you have thoughts or questions, I'd love to hear from you, so drop those in the comments, and definitely check out the rest of my channel. I've got a lot of Bible reviews like this, unboxing videos, lots of fun Bible related content. If you enjoy the channel, if you like this kind of content, then you can subscribe. If you really enjoy it, then you can click that button that says join on any of my videos to become a channel member. And for a small monthly fee, you can support the work that I'm doing here on YouTube. I really enjoy interacting with my members, and they get some special perks for being part of the family in that way. So anyway, shout out to Thomas Nelson. This turned out really great. I'm excited about it, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.